Welcome to the channel, Posies. Today we are back making another Christmas soap. And you might be thinking, why are you making Christmas soaps so early? But when you're a soap maker, you have to make your soaps early and in advance because they have to cure for 4 to 6 weeks. So if we want our Christmas soaps to be ready for the holiday buying season, we gotta get them ready now. And we have been getting them ready over the past couple of weeks. But today we're gonna be making a new Christmas soap. So in one of my last videos, I made my snow day soap. So this is a soap that is like a falling snow scene. And last year, I also made a cozy Christmas soap. So it's a red and green swirl. So those are our two Christmas soaps in our line. And this year, we're going to be adding a third soap. And I'm just going to be showing you how I do the design. So this is going to be a red and white swirled soap, kind of giving candy cane vibes. And so this is going to be just a really fun, refreshing soap. So what we have here, we're going to be making this soap all natural. So we're going to be using essential oils and natural colors and things like that. So what we have here is I have in this pan, this pot here, I have my white portion. So this is going to be the white portion that I mixed together to make the white part of the swirl. And over here in the bowl, in this bowl here, you'll be able to see, I'll bring you guys closer. As you can see, there is a color in here. It looks kind of yellowy orange right now because this is just our pure rhubarb infusion. So rhubarb makes red, and in a lighter concentration it can make pink. But what we're going for today is red. We had our oils, and what we did was we split 1/3 of the oils is going to be our red portion. We did it like that because red in soap is very strong, and having, say for example, half the soap being red would be very strong, and it would probably take over the white part. I have an infusion video. It's my herbal infusion class. It's in a playlist, my class playlist, if you'd like to see how I make infusions. But on top of that, we're going to add a little bit of red Moroccan clay. I'm just going to eyeball a little bit of this just to make sure to anchor the red color so that it doesn't fade or anything like that. Rhubarb is not a color that tends to fade, but just to make sure we anchor it even more. I've got some white kaolin clay to put in the white portion of my soap. This is going to add slip, and it's going to make the soap feel very silky and smooth. It's great for your skin. And for our soap, we've got some more additives. We've got our essential oil blend. This is eucalyptus, spearmint, and tea tree essential oil. So this is going to make a very refreshing scent. The reason we chose these oils is they smell good, but also they are clear. And especially when you're working with making pretty colors in soap, working with clear liquids and stuff like that will help your soap have that nice color and not turn to something else. Say for example, you're making a blue soap. If you had a blue color, you used indigo, and you had an orange essential oil has an orange tint to the color, your soap would come out like a green swampy color because that tint in the essential oil would discolor the soap. So the same thing goes for red and our white portion. We want all of the colors to be bright and vibrant in the color that they are. So using clear essential oils will be good. If you want to do your essential oil blend, check out EO Calc, and you can make your blend based on your oil weight. Then we have our sugar solution. So this is going to add bubbles to the soap. Sugar helps with adding, it's like a natural lather booster. What I do is I do 1 teaspoon of sugar per pound of oils. And you can see how much oil weight you have on your recipe. And what I do is I just put the sugar in a jar, what I've measured, and I cover it with just enough distilled water to dissolve it. I don't pour a bunch of distilled water, it doesn't need it. And the consistency of this is thicker because it's like a syrup. I didn't put a lot of water in it. So, and then I just heat it for a couple seconds just to make sure it's clear and there's no grainy bits in it. So that's all you do to make a sugar solution, and it helps with boosting lather. And last but not least for this soap, of course, since we split our color, and like I said, the reason I split it is I have an infusion, and infusion is an oil amount, and so that has to be measured for your recipe. You can't just pour a bunch in there. And this is a olive oil rhubarb infusion. And because we split our oils For our lye, we split that as well. I have a 50/50 water discount, and so it's the same thing for your lye solution. You use 1/3 of your lye solution, you divide, you do the math to get that, and you split it for 1 for your oil. So I have 2/3 of lye for my white portion, I have 1/3 for my red. So now that we've got that out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and start putting and splitting off some of my additives. And just to save dishes, I have one blender out, and I'm going to blend and do my white portion first, just so I can go ahead and still use that same blender on my red part, and I don't have to get another dish out. First, I'm going to add my white kale and clay to my white portion. This is just my melted oils. We are soaping at a cool temperature today, like I always do. That is about body temperature, 97, about 100 degrees. We are going to put part of our sugar solution in here, and we're going to put our essential oil blend in here. I'm going to blend, since I have some kale and clay chunks in here, I'm going to blend this all together, and then I'm going to add my white portion lye solution into here. Now that we've got that all mixed in, I just wanted to make sure I got all of the chunks out so that it's all smooth, and so I'm going to put on my safety gear, the rest of my safety gear, and I'm going to pour my lye solution in. And what I want to do for these soaps is I want to make sure both of them are to a pretty thick consistency, because especially because we're using red and white. If they blend together and get muddy, it will just be kind of pink, and we want Christmas vibes. We don't really want pink things going on in the soap. So once I get my lye solution in, I want to make sure I get this thick, and then we will work on our red portion. So I'm going to put my lye safety gear on, and we're going to pour this part of our lye solution in. And I'm going to pour this over the shaft just so that I can prevent splashing. And now I'm going to blend this till I get it to a good trace, and then we're going to do our red portion, and I'll bring you guys in so you can see that. That is already at a pretty good consistency, so I'm going to set this aside for now. Now I'm going to add some of my red Moroccan clay. I'm only going to add just a little bit, and then we'll see if I need more. I'm going to add the rest of my sugar water and my essential oil. Now I'm going to blend this together. So this is already a dark color, and that's good. And once, of course, we pour our lye solution in, that is going to get darker. You can already see that color morph. It's so pretty. I'm probably going to get this a little bit thicker, just to make sure that both of them are at a good consistency, and then we'll pour it in our mold. I think that's pretty good. Both of them are at a nice trace right now. So I'm going to go ahead and get this. I'm going to do my in the pot swirl, and then we will pour it in our mold. I think what I'm going to do instead of a in the pot swirl is, what I do for my slab molds, just because it's kind of harder to do it in the pot swirl, is I just do the swirl in the mold. So I'm going to do that instead of doing the put it in the pot, the whole thing. I'm just adding some extra red on the top that I'm going to swirl, that I'm just going to make so the top's a little darker. I'm interested to see how that will come out. Normally when I make soap and swirls, I get always worried about how it'll come out, but normally it comes out good. It's just my head. So I'm going to let that sit. I'll probably cut it in a day. The thickness was good. I was worried that, you know, getting it too thick or too thin, but I think it was perfect. So we're gonna see, we're gonna come back and see how that looks. So I'll be back to show you the cut. So I cut this soap about a day later, and oh my goodness, this is one of the prettiest soaps I have ever made. I'm so happy with how this came out. It is so pretty, and I just love the color. The color is perfect. Everything about this is, I really like it. So I cut it. It looks really good. It cut really smoothly. It didn't get super hard super quick, but it also, you know, we were able to get it cut and it set up in a good amount of time. So I'm just, overall this soap is really good. It smells amazing too, so I'm so happy with how that came out. I don't know if you can tell, I put a picture at the end if you want to see how it looks like after a couple of weeks. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you for being here. Please leave a comment below where you're from. I love to see that. Like, subscribe, comment below, do all of the things, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for being here.